The last 8 meetings have come on clay, almost as you would expect from a Spaniard taking on an Argentinian. And De La Puente won 4-6, 6-1, 6-2 in the final in Barcelona this year, and their most recent meeting, 7-6, 6-3, in the final of the Open International de Royan in France. We're going to have the 3 stamps of the baton to get us underway here. My name's Drew Lilly. I've got Joe Wallen alongside me, and I've got a feeling we're going to have an absolute legend of the game of wheelchair tennis coming out and doing the 3 stamps of the baton here.
I think you had just made a good guess there, Drew. Good job.
The 28, 2012 and 2020 gold medalist, Kunieda Shinigo. The GOAT. Three stamps, 3 bangs of the stick. It's what's done around theatres in France, has been done for centuries. 3 knocks of the stick to let the audience know that it's time to take their seats as the entertainment is going to get underway. People already taking their seats on Philippe Chatrier Court, under the roof.
Please welcome the number 4 seed of Argentina, Gustavo Fernandez.
Out comes the number 4 seed, the 30-year-old. Followed by his 25-year-old opponent. Number 3 in the world versus number 4 in the world. We have the top 4 seeds in the medal matches. It's, on the one hand, you think, oh, it'd be nice for an upset here and there, but when you get to the final day of a tournament, you want the best against the best. We've got 1v2 and 3v4.
You do, and you know, you said earlier that Fernandez leads 19-2, but then you see De La Puente slightly higher ranking, so De La Puente really has come up in the last couple of years. And an interesting little fact here that the coach of De La Puente used to be Fernandez's coach for many years, Fernando San Martin. So he will know both players very well. He'll be able to help De La Puente, as I'm sure he helped Fernandez beat De La Puente most of those 19 times. So it's going to be a tough, gritty, dirty, grinding match. These players are typical clay court players, big, strong men, lots of heavy topspin, and you're going to see them push until they can't push anymore.
You see the arms there. Look at those biceps on Gustavo Fernandez, the 30-year-old. Incredible upper body strength, which is exactly what you need in wheelchair tennis. Yep, those towels are going to get gritty and dirty as the match gets gritty and dirty out on the red dirt, the clay of Roland Garros. It's a little bit of a cliche to say that Hispanic players, Spaniards and South Americans, Argentinians love clay, but that's the courts that they grow up on in Spain and in South America, and if that's what you play most of your tennis on, it's what you get used to. And the stronger players will be making the most of the top spin, the fact that it is brick that has been crushed up to make the upper layer of the clay court. Clay's a little bit of a misnomer. The crushed red brick will grip the ball, so if you can hit the ball with top spin, the ball will be spinning forwards as it goes through the air. It hits the ground, and the ground, because it's a little bit movable, the dust and the grit, that will grab the ball just for a split second and then spit it out, and that exacerbates the spin. The stronger you can hit spin, the more it'll throw up through the air.
Look at the chairs of the players, slightly different than their everyday chair, the camber of the wheels. And then you'll notice that they've strapped in pretty tightly. They want to become one with the chair, and the tip bars, which you'll see from both of these why it's needed. Just when they take their first backhand and they're leaning back so much, the tip bar is very necessary to keep the players safe.
Yep, strapped in and a tip bar. Every so often, I'm sure we'll have some great camera work and a few wonderful slow-mos throughout the next hour, hour and a half, 2 hours, however long it takes. And every so often you'll see
3, Drew. Come on.
3. Okay, let's go for 3. And then you will see the wheels come slightly off the ground every so often as they throw themselves around. Ahmed Youssef is the man in the chair explaining the housekeeping for this match.
Okay, any questions?
No change of sides because the roof is closed. Fernandez elects to serve. Now, you do get quite a fefew breaks of service, so electing to serve, a gutsy move.
Well, it was even just, I don't know if anyone noticed that, but when the, they were like, it was De La Puente that was asked to call, and he said, no, you can call. And Fernandez is like, you're calling, Dale. And it's a mind games already. These players know each other obviously very well, and I would say it's not easy with having the coach as well.
De La Puente, the younger one, so we'll let you call. And De La Puente goes, no, it's the lower ranked player who gets to call. Away you go, Gustavo. And Gustavo goes, you're calling. So, yes.
Mind games already.
Yes, there was. It was the Spanish. It was vale. Come on. No, you. No, yes, it was you. It was almost like a doubles match, wasn't it? It was you. No, you. So, yes, not doubles, but singles. And it's 3 tie-break sets, 3 full value sets. So if we do go to a third set, it will go all the way. And the tiebreakers at the end of sets 1, 2 and 3, if they are required, will all be the regulation tiebreakers. First to 7, 2 points clear.
The other interesting thing is, I mean, tennis players, you don't usually play another match after you've lost a match. It's like you usually lose a match and you're done. There's no consolation unless you're playing in the juniors. And so coming back out for this, you've got 2 players that both lost their last singles match. Then to come out and play, it's not an easy thing to do. I do know De La Puente yesterday did play doubles, and so he has that at least in his back pocket with some positivity. But this is one of the hardest matches for the players to actually play, and you will see the joy of the person and like the relief of that person coming out, whoever wins, and then the sheer disappointment of the person that comes in fourth that just pushes off the court without anything.
De La Puente already with a bronze medal to his name. As you're saying, Joe, he played in the doubles yesterday, and De La Puente and Daniel Cavertacci defeated Stéphane Houdet and Frédéric Cataneo, breaking French hearts in a match tiebreaker. That was doubles, so the third set was a first to 10, 2 points clear tiebreaker. As we have a good look at the chairs there, you've got the 2 big wheels cambered inside, and you can see the way the players are moving around, spinning around. You'll see them positioning their chairs. The positioning is going to be as important as anything as we look at how they got to the final. Buys in the first round for the top seeds. Cataneo, who we just mentioned, was defeated. Cataldo, Gordon Reed, 6-love in the first set, and then 7-6 in the second one. It was incredibly tight second set, that one that went all the way. And Reed ended up breaking back to take it to a tiebreaker, but Fernandez won it 7-6, and then losing 6-2, 7-5 to Tokito Oda, who will be in the final a little bit later on. So pushing Oda, the 18-year-old phenom, all the way. 6-2 in the first set, but 7-5 in the second. The sheer consistency of Fernandez. Please welcome Gustavo. I just thought I'd let the stadium announcer do that because he's quite a let's get ready to rumble kind
he
of.
Is, yeah.
He gets the. Usually you'd expect the French stadium announcer to have a little more French flair, but the Aussie that we've got here certainly leans into it.
He is born and bred in Vigo, Spain. Started playing the sport of wheelchair tennis at just 10 years old.
Il est aujourd'hui classé à son meilleur niveau mondial en simple à la 3e place mondiale.
With the current IGF ranking of number 3 in the world, it's also his career high ranking. He was also a former world junior number 1 player.
Aujourd'hui, il totalise 31 titres en
De La Puente, he's being introduced at the moment. As you can see, he was taken to 3 sets in the quarter-finals by Stéphane Houdet, the veteran 53-year-old Frenchman. Couldn't quite add to his medal tally this time around. And then in the semi-final, lost 6-2, 6-love to Alfie Hewitt. Hewitt really took him apart there. I think should we call him Martin de la Puente throughout the match? We could do that, can't we? Okay, right, okay. You'll have the more French reserve style.
Yes, exactly. So the coach there, Fernando San Martin of De La Puente, formerly of Fernandez. So as I said, it's always an interesting dynamic when you've had like a coach that you've almost shared for so long, not shared, but he knows the players so very well, and they both play very similar styles. So it's going to be great. You said one comment earlier about you'll see the chairs lifting off the ground a little bit. There's an actual famous point at Wimbledon where Gustavo actually like dives for a ball and then gets up and finishes off the point. So and De La Puente literally will come out of his chair as well. He's been on one tire, one wheel for the last couple of rounds. So very dynamic movers on the clay.
As a courtesy to the players and your fellow spectators, we ask that you turn all mobile phones and audio devices to silent. Thank you and enjoy.
2 bounces allowed. That's the only difference really between wheelchair and standing tennis. 2 bounces allowed. Quite often they will take the ball on the first bounce, occasionally on the volley, but a lot of the time the ball will be taken on the first bounce. I'm sure that the fans at some point will almost forget that and be about to applaud or gasp because they think a point is over, but no, a second bounce will be allowed and one of these players will be pushing in, really accelerating to get to the ball and get it back. Obviously the first bounce has to land in the court, the second one can land anywhere you like.
Gustavo Fernandez.
Fernandez at the bottom of your screen in the light blue and white, the Albiceleste of Argentina to get us underway. Decent point, decent rally to get us up and running. Ace down the tee. That's a good way to start, particularly when you've said, I'll serve. Beautiful slice going away from the forehand of his opponent.
There was that 2 bounces that you said that the audience sometimes forgets. And you don't really see it necessarily from this angle. You can hear it and you can see. But when you're right next to the court or you watch them play live, you don't really, until you really have that experience, you don't understand with how much power and spin and height over the net they're actually playing with.
Yes, behind the server's arm is always good, and it really creates an impression. De La Puente gets himself on the board with a good deep return.
Took that
one on the volley, probably could have left it, but hey, the rule is if you think you can hit a winner, hit a winner.
It may have dropped in. It may have been dropping in with the amount of spin. That was going to drop in, for sure.
Either way, it's a highlight reel shot. That one just out of the side pocket, flicked it away into the corner, and what an emphatic hold by Fernandez there, laying down a marker.
De La Puente with a couple good returns later there in that service game. Really deep. It's very hard after you've served in wheelchair tennis to recover. So the down the line and the return right at the chair make it very difficult for the players to defend off of it, as we see there where Fernandez had to defend and had to improvise with the volley.
Martin De La Puente to serve.
Out down the line there by De La Puente.
15
Racket back so early and then stays to the side. Beautiful technique on that backhand.
Did everything right there, De La Puente, 145 kilometers down the middle, and then snatched a little bit at this one.
Yeah, just needed one more push towards that ball. Got a little bit far away from it.
You can hear the effort that De La Puente is putting in, both the exhalation of breath after he hits it and then his racket clanging against the metal wheels there as he was putting every ounce of energy into his service.
Unbelievable backhand again. We've just talked about the grips quite a lot. If you've been listening to any of the other matches, they're using semi-westerns on their forehand, and they push with a semi-western so they have a flat grip when they're actually pushing. So they'll hit the forehand and then they'll turn the hand over and hit the other side.
Line judges here at Roland Garros as opposed to electronic line calling, as you can hear. First double fault of the contest.
Backhand heavy, topspin backhand, setting up to him to run around, roll around that, and hit the inside-out forehand. As you can hear in those points, you made a comment about De La Puente breathing when he's hitting the ball. It's said it's almost the same for Fernandez. You hear their chairs move the same. They both breathe out the same, and a lot of their technique is the same too.
Just long, it may well, but well, it's been called long, A by the line judge and B by Fernandez, who's down there. So a first break point for Fernandez, and he takes it. 40-15 up, De La Puente was, and then There was a wonderful service return from Fernandez, then there was the double fault, and it all unraveled rather quickly there for De La Puente. Fernandez therefore with a hold and a break to get us underway.
I mean, unbelievable strength right there. The racket back so early. As I said, their backhands are almost identical technically, but he gets his racket back and then he's able to, as we're going to see here, nice and early, and lean slightly back in the chair to be able to get that amount of topspin. Judging that there. Showing us his football skills too, heading skills. I was going to say, I believe there's a tattoo of Lionel Messi. Tennis, when you're standing, the footwork obviously is so important to be able to get into position to hit it in your strike zone. Wherever the strike zone is, your strike zone really depends on your swing path, your grips, or where you like to hit the shots. And obviously for the chair, it's getting the chair into position.
Beautiful backhand down the line. Set up nicely for him, but it was perfectly executed. Perfect chair position. Well, I'd have been happier with it than that. There was a bit of a grimace there.
I think that's his happy face.
First double fault from Fernandez sets up a break back point for De La Puente. And a great service gets him out of it.
Got a very simple service motion. Fernandez tosses the ball fairly high and just keeps his upper body so still when he's hitting it. Once again, getting a little bit caught right there and telling himself he probably just should have sliced it, get it ball back into play.
Second break point here for De La Puente, and he's going to have a look at his second service. There we see the best use of the two bounces. De La Puente coming in, drop shots, but Fernandez was wise to it, was already pushing the wheels.
The speed here and the push, this is pure strength right here, and then understanding when he can just glide into it and then uses just the speed, and you see him come off one wheel there, using the speed just to guide the down the line forehand winner.
That's why they strapped themselves in. Back to Juice. 134, but down the tee onto the backhand. just what the doctor ordered for Fernandez. Vamos Gusti was the cry. Let's go, Gustavo. And he does indeed hold. It's a circuitous one. Had to stave off 2 break points, but Fernandez has hold, break, hold. He leads 3-love in the first set.
there are some very, very interesting prizes on all official Paralympic Games merchandise. This hat is only €10. Go home to wherever you are in the world with a lovely free bag. We have you covered for all of your merchandise, all of your souvenirs here at FERNANDEZ, just outside the door.
Time.
Hold, break, hold, and it's 3-love for Fernandez. Only the 1 break, but in wheelchair tennis, 2 holds worth the weight in gold.
Probably more important than the 1 hold.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Thank you.
De La Puente, top of your screen to serve.
15 love.
How about that one? So a service down the tee doesn't have to be an absolute thunderbolt. 128 kilometers per hour, still pretty tidy, but it was the positioning. De La Puente finding the tee with the second service as well, but an incredible return, a great return by Fernandez. Depth on the return is difficult any form of tennis.
Best point of the match so far by Fernandez. Just such good, consistent, deadly forehands, high and deep, just pushing De La Puente way off the court. And then just with the, say, it's not easy, but a simple cross, let's say simple, cross-court backhand.
He makes it look simple.
Yeah.
He started off a long way back, Fernandez, and then once he was in, he was staying there on the baseline, dictating. And then when it was time to go cross-court there for the winner, seized his chance.
Guessed right, just couldn't control it. He's going to go look at that service mark, but it's too late now.
He's finding the tee very well indeed, is De La Puente.
really do see, I've watched De La Puente play now a couple different times and watching Fernandez, and you can just, it's hard to see, but you can definitely see a strength difference in every single shot that Fernandez hits. He just has more on it than De La Puente, and I know it sounds silly because De La Puente is so strong, but he's got to become a little bit more aggressive and almost have that shot where he can win some easy points. And I can promise you probably within the next 2 points, he's going to come out and hit a clean winner and prove me wrong. But to do that consistently.
How about that one? The second service sat up nicely for him, admittedly, but the depth on the backhand return.
Yeah, I mean, he's taking that still. That was good. Shoulder height. Comes up the back of the ball. His pushes in. You see a couple pushes around. Players will start back and then move in to have their body weight going forwards, and a few adjustment steps.
Thank you.
Breakpoint Fernandez for what would be a 4-love lead. De La Puente looking for the tee again. Just long, and it is indeed a double break. Fernandez racing away with this one, a 4-love lead.
Interestingly enough, a couple of years ago, we were at World Team Cup, and I was watching at the time, it was the Argentinian team, because Fernando, who you can hear him talking, he's very demonstrative with his speaking and with his words, and they were having this practice. It was the toughest practice session I've ever seen. Like, the players, didn't matter where the ball was landing, they were going after it. Didn't matter if it was 6 bounces, they were going after it. And that's kind of the mentality he gives these players.
Great slicing of the ball from both players, particularly De La Puente, keeping it so low over the net. Took it low over the lowest part of the net.
Even had some side spin on it too. You see it when it hit the court, going away from Fernandez. Fernandez did a great job of actually getting to it, actually overhit it. Gustavo's, I mean, his defense, you couldn't even see him there for like 3 seconds. You're like, I wanted to be like, where did Fernandez go? Where is he?
I was a little bit concerned for a second. Yeah. I thought, is he amongst the photographers?
Yeah, he'd be up though quickly if he did. I've seen it happen before. But again, that's the point there where De La Puente was in total control of that rally, but just couldn't turn it around.
Picked a spot beautifully there.
And you see De La Puente just pushing, trying to get there, and ends up in the backdrop. On one wheel again. That's a couple times we've seen that. Yeah, it's beautiful.
Picks out the line there beautifully. The shot before that, a topspin backhand, low over the net, and then that one, it's almost like he's doing drills and he's been told, hit the line.
He's thinking more about like the cross courts, right? When you hit cross court, you open up the court so much more. We've talked about hitting through the baseline and the singles line.
Big service, big hold Fernandez, the number 4 seed, leads 5 games to love.
In wheelchair tennis, players have specially designed wheelchairs. The ball may bounce up to 2 times, but the second bounce may also take place outside of the court.
En 1982, la France est devenue le premier pays d'Europe à créer un programme de tennis en fauteuil roulant.
In 1982, France became the first country in Europe to create a wheelchair tennis program.
Time.
Five love. What a start for Gustavo Fernandez. Leads the head-to-head 19-2 over his younger opponents, but got a lot of those wins in quite early on. First played one another 10 years ago, so De La Puente was a 15-year-old. But De La Puente now finds himself serving to stay in the first set. Down the line for the win. Vamos indeed.
I'm loving all the gear that the fans are coming out with, the homemade shirts.
Oh, that one, well, in cricket it would be edge behind to the wicket keeper. In baseball, a foul tip.
In tennis, a bad bounce. The clay does that to you. You don't always get the truest bounce. We haven't seen too many bad bounces here, but you have to expect that on the clay, and making sure that you're adjusting last second to every single shot.
Sent his opponent the wrong way and finished it off with a vamos.
He's doing everything he can to get on this board. It's so important just for confidence, right? Not to lose the first set 6-0, just get on the board. You never know what's going to happen. We've seen some different turns and twists in some of these matches.
Hear his racket clanging against the wheels. Every ounce of effort and energy put into his services. What a point. He was dead and buried there, De La Puente. Absolute desperate defense, but kept it alive so well and reaps the reward. Point for a hold. He's had a few of these and not been able to take them. Big service, threw a lot into it for a second service, and Fernandez said, "Thank you very much. You put some pace on the ball. I'll use that," and hit it back past you.
Again, beautiful technique there. Racket back so early, body nice and still, stays to the side. And his upper body strength certainly helped.
Good service that time. 139 down the middle. Well, there's no I in Fernandez, but there's a T in De La Puente, and he found the T absolutely perfectly. That's been his go-to throughout, and he gets himself on the board. A very big hold. So he's going to make Fernandez serve it out. It's a very French crowd chant there. Good service, good follow-up. It's textbook stuff from Fernandez.
The boy looks very comfortable. So we've seen so many matches where, you know, you're up 5-0, 5-1, you get a little tight, gets to 5-2. So this is why De La Puente wants to keep pushing Fernandez, regardless of what that first set is. You just never know what could happen.
What a rally and what a way to finish it off.
Fernandez just looks at any point as if he could just do that. Just pull a winner out of his, basically, of his repertoire any single time that he wants to. But he set up the point so well. He's gone down the line well. He's gone through the singles line well.
Just out, and that sets up 2 set points. One of those set points saved already.
And another one.
Looked like he got it there, Fernandez. He was taking the ball very early. Half volleys being clipped back gave De La Puente no time. And then an unforced error, forehand into the net, and we're at deuce.
That's where De La Puente's worked so hard to get back into these games, and then is feeling the pressure to hit a really good return. But that one there, just even chip it in, at least make Fernandez play.
Set point number 3. And the third is the charm. Gustavo Fernandez takes the opening set 6-1 in barely half an hour. It's that hard work by De La Puente to get back into it from 40-15 to juice. But these players, they've got 25 seconds on the service clock. They rarely use any more than 8 or 9 seconds. So you haven't got time to rest on your laurels and think I've got back into it.
Correct, and really the difference there, the 15 winners from Fernandez, same amount of unforced errors. So really, again, Fernandez being able to come up with the big shots when he needs them.
Big strength from Fernandez and big shots. Martin De La Puente's fan club not too downhearted yet, but this was a one-way opening set. That will be one of the 6 winners hit by De La Puente, but there were 15, as we've just seen, from Fernandez. And he dictated the play, taking the ball early and then picking his spots, picking his moments and picking his spots. Great coverage from both players there, both of them coming into the net. We often saw them way behind the baseline and then coming back in and waiting for the right moment to hit the right shot. And it was the Argentinian doing more of that than his Spanish counterpart. And there's the emphatic set point. Needed 3 of them. Well, a quick turnaround, as is always the case, and it's De La Puente to get the second set underway. Fernandez halfway to a bronze medal.
So I think the thing that De La Puente is going to be thinking about is that the last match they played, right? De La Puente lost the first set 6-4, a little different, but then he won 1 and 2. So he's going to want to kind of throw that last set in his rubbish bin, forget about it, and really imagine it didn't happen and think about the next set coming up.
Yes, from one way of looking at it for De La Puente is, okay, well, I've had a 30-minute warm-up and I've got to win 2 sets, which was the case half an hour ago. As simple as that. But he's going to have to do something to knock Fernandez off his rhythm.
Talking about De La Puente and doing something different, he has to, probably after this game, start trying to change strategy. You don't see the players do that too much, but possibly taking some spin off the serve, trying to maybe chip a little bit more on his backhand, maybe try and get the ball a little bit lower, because Gustavo's doing such a good job with the balls that are up higher.
Oh, that one's another line licker. 2 break points already for Fernandez. Yes, De La Puente had a little bit of success in the opening set, keeping the ball low over the lowest part of the net, slicing, getting way under it. That could be a tactic for him.
That's just the pressure there from, that's just the pressure that De La Puente's feeling there. Constant pressure from Fernandez, trying to do a little bit more on his serve.
De La Puente has got to bring the fuego, he's got to bring some fire here.
Thank you. Thank you. 15 love.
Fernandez that we're seeing do something different. I don't know why he would be doing something different. Just he got caught on that one, but the forehand's been so big that probably doesn't need to do anything different.
It's a good return from De La Puente right at Fernandez's wheels. An ace out into the backhand corner. Great aggressive play by Fernandez.
And now is the time for De La Puente to do something different. That was a nice skid stop.
Plenty of vamoses from the crowd. Difficult to tell whether they're Spanish or South American.
I don't think De La Puente is going to change too much, except that we know one thing: he's never going to stop fighting. He's going to fight in the only way that he knows how to fight, and that's by just keep pushing and trying to hit his balls that he knows how to hit. Yeah, beautiful.
There we go.
Yeah.
And you could hear his coach the second that shot was hit, saying, "Well done, Martin."
I like the change-up, though. That's fine. He's got to do something different. I'm okay with that. And if Fernandez keeps coming up with shots like that, I mean, again, Fernandez's push, that's where his strength comes in, his speed. Does a really good job here, but just getting to it, only just gets to it, and the control was just beautiful. Change the grip and a nice push down the line.
It's very difficult to get it up and over the highest part of the net, but he did so perfectly. Really arched his back on that service to try to get some kick on it, but it just sat up perfectly for Fernandez.
I thought you were going to say Fernandez arches back beautifully on the backhand, which pretty much does here. A little bit pulls back just to give himself a little bit more spin.
of a sudden 30 love becomes 30-40.
Yeah, and he tried to move in, take the ball early there, but Fernandez just too strong, and you could hear a little bit there of him getting a little frustrated.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Breakpoint saved. Gives them something to celebrate, something to fist pump about, and something to get the crowd up and about.
Not an easy overhead in a chair, pushing forwards. No shoulder rotation, no body rotation.
Juice. Really do feel that De La Puente needs to dig himself out of a hole here and get a hold. And get a hold back on this match. Took it very well, very early. Clipped off the floor, half volley. It's the shot of somebody who's confident, and he obviously isn't confident at the moment, but fake it till you make it.
Good try. I think sometimes as well, it's interesting where you see confidence and confidence coming into play, right? You're seeing Fernandez super confident right now. I don't think De La Puente is not confident, just Fernandez is playing so much better. It's not like he's missing easy shots, he's not double faulting, and that's some of the signs of the lack of confidence. Just Fernandez is just too good right now. Oh my goodness. Look,
Gonna go and have a chat. The ball doesn't have to go over the net.
No, it does not. It can go around the net.
And the ball went around the net there, but he made the wrong decision.
He did. He tried so hard to push and get around this with a forehand, but realized he couldn't. Just didn't. I mean, he honestly could have hit that anywhere, and he hit it right up, semi up the middle.
Well, that's what De La Puente needs. He's got a point for a hold.
Yep.
That's it. The turning point of the match.
Is that what you're thinking?
Could be. So, De La Puente's on the board, but Fernandez leads by a set and 2-1. De La Puente is on the board in this second set. Fernandez to serve. Big game coming up here. And De La Puente knows it.
I've marked that game for you right there, that 1-1 game as the tide's turning.
And Fernandez says, don't you tell me when the tide is turning. Don't you tell me to call the coin toss. Don't you tell me who's going to serve. I'm going to serve. That's the way to take a second service. It's sliced over at 110 kilometers per hour.
15-13.
Pulled off that backhand a little bit, as you see. He wasn't pushing forwards. As he was hitting the ball forwards, his chair was going back ever so slightly.
But he committed to going down the line and win or bust on that shot, whereas, yes, the position he was in, it needed a rally ball.
Fernandez, A, knowing how important this game is for him, but then also B, taking control of the center of the court, really moving in, taking it early, and being on the offense.
See what it meant to him from 15-30 down, having just lost the last game. Well left, very well left. Decided not to take that one as a volley.
But did have to get out of the way of it. Obviously, if it did touch him before it landed in the court, it would have actually been, or landed regardless, it would have been De La Puente's
point. If it hits player, racket or chair, then it's the equivalent of a shot having been played. 3-1 Fernandez, a quick hold, that's what he needed there. Refusing to let the tide turn in this bronze medal match. Down the line for the win with that backhand that he flows through so beautifully. Fans here on Philippe Chatrier Court at Roland Garros enjoying themselves. Great idea, not quite the execution it needed.
That's just the pressure right there, just knowing that when he gets into longer rallies, he's not winning a lot of them, so feels the need to go for the bigger winner a little bit quicker.
140 kilometers per hour service gets him a point as well. A little bit too late for the query by Fernandez because he played the return. It's very difficult when the ball's coming at you 140 kilometers per hour on a service to query it, but you have to do it before you play the shot. So the best way of getting the point back is by winning the next one.
15-14.
2 more break points for Fernandez. He's had a raft of them in this contest.
The hardest part about the line calling is sometimes that you can actually hit it and then say out, like it just can't be very obviously late. Sometimes it's not the right mark. That's why the electronic line calling is so important now.
Great service again down the tee. That saves the first break point. Fernandez with another bite of the cherry here to make it a 4-1 lead in the second set. And of course, he won the opener 6-1. Clips the line absolutely perfectly, and it is another break. Fernandez leads it 6-1, 4-1.
Time.
Six, 1, 4-1. 6-1, 4-1, 15 love. All of a sudden, this match is going by very quickly. All of a sudden, Gusti Fernandez finds himself 7 points away from a bronze medal.
Said Fernandez is just playing so well, spot on, just amazingly well. Seeing the ball, high percentage, huge amount of topspin, huge amount of rack acceleration.
A great standard from the two of them.
15.
De La Puente is fighting like a medal depends on it.
Thank you.
Perfect service and follow-up.
40-15.
You say dictating from the middle of the court.
Really setting it up with that serve too. The second serve looks like he doesn't have a ton on it, but he's got so much height over the net, and then it's just pushing. It gives Fernandez lots of time to get in position to hit that next ball. Nice little move to get out of the way there.
40-13.
incredible the way he does that. The flexibility and strength in the upper body to get round inside out, find the corner, and he leads 5-1. Less than half an hour ago, De La Puente was serving at 1-5 down to stay in the first set. Now he is serving to stay in the match.
I mean, on the full roll with his back away basically from where he's going to hit it cross court, pushes, and then just the ability and that body strength from, again, facing the opposite kind of way to hit that ball cross court. There's nothing that De La Puente can really do right now.
It's incredible wingspan there, full stretch. Sent his opponent the wrong way there.
Almost got that too.
He's the day he's having, you'd expect him to get that one, and then, oh, sorry. And the day he's having, you expected that one to go in. A rare unforced error from Fernandez. Perhaps he's realizing that he's 3 points away from a medal. His first Paralympic medal, it would be. A good depth of second service, but the second service return from Fernandez today has been outstanding. Gutsy second service right on the back of the box.
Like what he did in the first set, trying to do everything he can to stay now, obviously, within the match.
Yes, he'd like to make Fernandez serve it out. He chose well, and he does indeed make Fernandez serve it out. It's a hold to 30, a big hold of 4 De La Puente, but Fernandez leads by a set and 5-2.
Je suis au DJ booth avec DJ Lil
Quick 2-minute turnaround, and here is Gustavo Fernandez, the 30-year-old from Argentina, from Rio Tercero, looking to serve it out and secure bronze in the men's wheelchair tennis singles. De La Puente keen to add to his medal tally. Bronze in the doubles. He was hoping for bronze in the singles today, and he's going to cling on to that hope for as long as he can. Love 15. It's almost the Bob Dylan line: when you've got nothing to lose. And here you think he's got nothing to lose, so he is hitting out.
He can hit out as much as he wants. He's just, whenever Fernandez gets a hold of that ball, he's going to be in trouble.
You take the gamble and think that Fernandez is going to be nervous trying to serve it out.
I think the difference with this one as well is that both these players have so much experience, right? So maybe in the quad, where you've got someone that hasn't really ever played at Roland Garros, doesn't play at this level. These guys have played a lot of Grand Slams, a lot of important matches. And so I'm not sure they're going to get too nervous. It's just going to be here if De La Puente can get back into this match. And he will if he keeps returning like that.
We're just a couple of minutes over the hour mark, and the crowd relishing the fact that this match may go on a little longer.
He tried to do what Fernandez did in the game at 1-1 there. Tried to go around the net, but got hold of the umpire's chair instead.
Yes, Ahmed Youssef would have been bracing himself there in case De La Puente flicked it up, but it actually goes, yes, the ball goes off the net post. De La Puente crashes into the umpire's chair. It's another break point for him. You can imagine him coming way in on this second service.
He probably should have gone way in on it, but he actually decided to stay back a little bit there.
I tried, I imagined it.
Trying to put positive vibes his way. Made a couple mistakes on that backhand while pushing backwards while he's hitting the ball.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you.
That beautiful backhand down the line, and after an hour and 5 minutes, it sets up bronze medal point.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, if you're going to have a let cord like that, then why not on match point? It's almost like a timeout or a get out of jail free card. Well, I've still got this. Can I play this on? I know it's match point, but I'll play it now. Wow. So the tape decides that we will play on for at least 2 more points.
Advantage, Fernandez.
De La Puente says, I probably didn't deserve the last one, so have another go at match point and we'll play it out fair and square. Second bronze medal point for Gustavo Fernandez. And he's done it. He dominates from the middle. Gustavo Fernandez takes the bronze medal match, defeating Martin de la Puente 6-1, 6-2 in 1 hour and 8 minutes. The number 4 seed defeats the number 3 seed. He gets his first Paralympic medal and the first Paralympic medal in wheelchair tennis for his country. It's 6-1, 6-2, and it was a dominant performance from start to finish.
It was. I mean, Fernandez played amazing, and I think he's just realizing what he's just done, and that he's got the bronze medal, his first medal, and what an amazing match he played there.
The first Argentinian player to win a Paralympic wheelchair tennis medal, the first South American to win a medal in wheelchair tennis at the Paralympics.
His wife there just got married recently. His family. It's a massive team event, obviously, for everything that everyone gives up from traveling and being around at different times, but the trainers, the coaches, the mental strength, the nutritionists, everybody. It's just a massive team event, and the players know that.
The whole Fernandez clan coming out to congratulate Gusti. At 30 years old, he has opened his Paralympic account. And it's those arms that propelled him there. That enormous upper body strength, the way he hit the ball today, absolutely outstanding. Hopefully there's a little bit of strength left in those bulging biceps for him to sign a couple of tennis balls, fire them into the crowd. The crowd that has come out in numbers throughout the Olympics and the Paralympics, coming here to Roland Garros. De La Puente, no silverware for him today, no medals, but he too has opened his Paralympic account, winning bronze in the doubles. So it's a good campaign all round.
Let's just take a look at those 33 winners from Fernandez. And only 10 unforced errors. I mean, almost a perfect match. What every tennis player wants to see in their stats after they finish playing a match.
3 times as many winners as unforced errors.
Very clean. Trust me, he's got enough energy left in those muscles to probably hit it out of the stadium if the roof wasn't on, let's be honest, but he's going to go as high as he can.
Yes, the towels and the sweatbands can be for the lower deck. The tennis balls have got to be for the upper deck. You've got to give something for those up in the gods. Those above the slogan that says victory belongs to the most tenacious. Good grief, he was tenacious today, was Fernandez.
French fans have been just amazing. If you look at some of these highlights here, and match point in perfect style with the forehand winner.
Dominating from the middle.
atmosphere has been amazing the last 9 days. Fans have come out in full force. All the different countries have come out, and it obviously is massive to take on the Paralympics, but also the tennis tournament. And as we look now, you're in for a good match up next.
Indeed, bronze medal match has gone the way of Fernandez, and he's defeated De La Puente. They were the two losing semi-finalists, the two winning semi-finalists, seeds 1 and seeds 2. Oda Takito taking on Alfie Hewitt. What a match that promises to be coming up.
What an amazing job all the organisers have done, all the volunteers here, the ball kids. The camera crew have been unbelievable. And just everything that it takes.
Not the first time that they've met at the net. They've been crossing over the net once or twice. Playing drop shots and slice that dragged their opponents, their opposite number, into the net on a number of occasions, and then they met De La Puente to congratulate Fernandez. Fernandez leads the head-to-head 20-2 now. De La Puente, though, just 25 years old. His day will come in the singles. But today it is all about, at the moment, it is all about Gustavo Fernandez. What a performance from him.
Roof was closed for that match, but it will be opening for the next match.
There we go. It's a quick open-up. The roof opens very quickly, so it's going to open up now. And obviously that means that the weather is set fair for the next 2 or 3 hours. So Alfie Hewitt and Oda Tokito will play outdoors, as it were. We've had an indoor bronze medal match, and we'll have an outdoor gold medal match. It's one of the advantages of playing at Roland Garros.
That it really was all the winners from Fernandez, just from every position possible. He did it from behind the baseline, inside the baseline, return of serves. So De La Puente sometimes being able to show signs of what Fernandez had, but it was Fernandez that was coming out on top, and there was not much he couldn't do wrong today, except maybe this backhand that he would have loved to go for the big winner there, because that would have been the highlight of probably the tournament for that big shot there. But he'll take the bronze medal instead.
And there it is. That's where he was for most of the match, there on the tee of the baseline, dictating play, good serving, great follow-up every time, taking the ball early, hitting it hard, hitting it in the right place. As I say, the lower deck always gets the souvenirs. It's good that the upper deck got some of the autographed tennis balls. Gustavo Fernandez from Argentina, the 30-year-old number 4 seed, taking the bronze medal.